It's all about the Dave or
Yes.
Davids today. That's how we schedule here.
David and Dave. Love it.
On the morning show, that's right. And we want to welcome to the show a new programmer here to ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. You can listen to his show every Friday at 10 a.m. That's right. We're talking about Dave Weinbaum. Thank you for coming to the show, Dave.
Yes.
A pleasure to be here. I got to say, this is my first venture into actually having two stations running my show. So thanks for having me.
Oh, that's
Sweet.
absolutely. Thank you for choosing KMET to
Yes.
allow us to broadcast your show. And tell us, for new listeners, because you've been doing this a while, what is it that they can look forward to seeing in your show?
Well, it's a political talk show. I have a slight conservative bent, maybe more than slight. But I entertain callers, and I do want liberal callers on my show. I treat you with respect, and I want to know what you're thinking and why you're thinking it. And I want people to feel free to call me on the show even before your show. It's aired at your time, 7:05, live stream on DaveWeinbaum.com. And if you call the show then, you might hear yourself then on your show a couple hours later.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yes.
We love that you do the live streaming as well.
Well, you know what, Dave? I'm curious about why you do the show that you do. I mean, what is it that you want people to know about you personally, and why you bring this show for other people to vent about political things that are happening?
I'll give you a short bio. I was born in south side of Chicago, grew up there, went to high school, played football in Evanston, wrestled, I got a wrestling scholarship at the University of Denver way back when, and the minute I got there, I went to practice, and they had disbanded the team. So it cost my old man a fortune to pay for my college. Eventually, I got into McDonald's, and I'm still a franchisee. I've been in the business for 45 years. I'm in a small town in Missouri. 2 weeks before my father died, he told me that he could have done so much more with his life. Now, he did a lot. My ancestors came over from the Ukraine area in Russia, and they were all real poor through the 50s. They all had lived in a one-bedroom apartment on the west side of Chicago, and eventually they went out and did pretty good. So my thoughts were that my father, well, okay, maybe he could have done so much more. So about a year after he died, I started writing one-liners, quotes and jokes and things like that. Started getting published in Reader's Digest, Forbes, National Enquirer, believe it or not. And from there, a political writer, I've always been enthralled with politics. I was always a news nut. So as a stand-up comic, I decided, well, what about talk radio? Can you think you can do this? I really didn't think I could. But I started the show 8 years ago, already 60 years old. And the show, started slow, and it got better and better and better and more well-received. And now I'm listened to in 34 countries and all over each state in the union. So I'm pretty happy with that. KMET called, and I'm going to be there. So I'm very, very thrilled to do this. Nothing that I expected, believe me.
Well, I'm looking at your one-line philosophers top 10 of the week. Do you do this every week? Because you got some great ones here. I want to just share a couple. But do you do this literally every week?
I mean, I've written now 46,000 of these.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Okay, so here's of the week. I believe of this week. Number 10 on your list: pie in the sky is no dessert for facts on the ground. You see that?
Hey.
You see what he did with that? I like that. Okay. Or number 8: be a deal maker, not a flamethrower. I like that one. And Mia would like this one. Number 4: I convinced my girlfriend that sex is equivalent to steps. What did you mean by that?
Fun on the show. I throw a little humor in that. I've got a a weekly caller. He's a rabbi, and he was also a stand-up comic in the New York area. In fact, voted the best rabbi Jewish comic in the New York metro area. His name is Rabbi Moshe Rothschild, and he is real good. He's very knowledgeable. He even got me an interview with the ambassador from Israel to the United States, Ron Dermer, at the Tulsa airport, where I was practically strip searched by the FBI. And that you can go on my site, DaveWeinbaum.com, and listen to that. It was a pretty good interview, I thought. And then I've got Cheryl Chumley, who is a contributor to the Washington Times, who called the election. He actually called the election way when Trump was in the hole, that she thought Trump was going to win, as did I, but I wasn't as convinced as she was. So, and I've also got a guy who I just picked up recently. He happens to have the last name of me. His name is Mitchell Weinbaum out in Connecticut, and he represents the millennials. He also called the election. So not everybody was wrong.
No, I didn't I call the election, Mia? Remember
Yes,
you asked me what I thought?
Yep.
And I told you exactly how I was going to roll down.
Yes, you did, and it happened.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I love this one too. Number 6. If I wanted a butt implant, like a butt, quotes butt, I'd get married.
Oh.
Or this one. I like this one too. Only a few people will do what's necessary to improve on who they are. And this one, you can't teach ethics if you refuse to demonstrate some.
Oh.
Dave, you are a man of action, I could tell, and one that doesn't put up with much.
Well, no, I'm older now. I put up with a little bit more. I've been in the restaurant business for 4 years, roughly, and I'm a little bit more patient than I was. In fact, my girlfriend, I hired her when she was 16, way back in the late 70s, and we really met about 3.5 years ago. And when she recognized me, I was sitting next to her at a bar in a restaurant. She looked at me and says, "Oh, my God, you're Dave Weinbaum." And she tried to run away. So it's apparent. But I've been around for a long time. I'm not a spring chicken. I like to add a lot of humor to the show as much as I can. Over serious matters, I think people are very serious these days. By the way, I also write for Jewish World Review online, along with people like Charles Krauthammer. Who else? Jonah Goldberg, Rush's brother, Dave Limbaugh, Michelle Malkin, people like that. I haven't written a column in a month, though. I tell you what, I was overwhelmed by the election. Overwhelmed. This amazing thing that's happened to this country, the amazing election since, almost the 1800s, the early 1800s, 200 years.
I'm glad you're doing what you're doing now in the world of politics. You're getting people to call in, get what's bothering them, get that out and onto the mat, and then putting in some humor. That's what we need, I believe, at this time. I want to say thank you for joining us here on the morning show and also on the station KMET 1490 AM. Again, if you want to listen to Dave Weinbaum's show, you can do so every Friday at 10 a.m. right here on KMET 1490 AM. Thank you very much, Dave, for spending time with us here on the morning show.
Sir, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. And you can follow him on Facebook. Check out the times he does his live show, and you can participate in that as well.